Good morning. My name is Tom Sox. I'm commander of VFW Post 2534. And I'd like to welcome everyone for today's ceremonies. We're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. So we're going to rise and start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, I'd like to welcome everybody here today. I'm going to start with, we have a certificate of presentation, flag presentation that was presented to Lauren Bailey. He was in Pearl Harbor during the attack. And the certificate reads, in tribute to the American fighting men killed during the attack on Pearl Harbor, the national ensign is flown daily over the sunken battleship USS Arizona in its resting place in 38 feet of water at the bottom of Pearl Harbor. The battleship was no longer in commission, having been stricken from the active list in 1942, but Secretary of Navy granted special permission to fly the United States flag over the ship in memory of the brave men killed during the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941. The flag is flown from 8 a.m. to sunset. It appears to fly from the USS Arizona Memorial, but in fact does not touch any part of the memorial, which spans the sunken hull of the battleship. The flag is flown from a flagpole mounted on the battleship's main mast, which is still visible above the water. The United States flag accompanies this certificate, was raised and lowered on the flagpole on December 7th, 1981. And with that, I'll turn the ceremony over to Mike Prohl. He is commander of the Fleet Reserve in Plover. Mike?
Thank you, Commander Tom. This is a true honor to speak on Pearl Harbor Day. Remember Bunker Hill. Remember the Alamo. Remember the Arizona. Remember Pearl Harbor. These phrases have a very important place in our hearts and in the nation's history. The last one we honor on this day. We all know the numbers of ships, planes, structures destroyed, but the 2,400 sailors, Marine, Army, and a few civilians perished. It's the human cost of freedom we remember today. Yes, it is a day of infamy. I wear my uniform today to honor those servicemen and women who died at 7:55 a.m. Honolulu time, 7 December 1941. Many of my fellow sailors that perished are still at their battle stations in the USS Arizona and the USS Utah. I've been to Pearl Harbor a few times, and believe it or not, there's a baby on the USS Utah too. I've been to Pearl Harbor twice, and each time I feel humbled to be in the presence of heroes. You're only allowed a few minutes to be on the Arizona, as I wish I could be longer to listen to the stories of the crew beneath the waves. I have walked the decks of the Missouri, where the greatest generation once ran to their battle stations and witnessed the end of World War II. Today, 7 December 2015, the general population is going about their business, not realizing what this day means or should mean. I wish people would at least stop what they're doing at 7:55, wherever they are, and whatever time zone, and take 5 minutes to say a prayer and reflect what transpired 74 years ago today. I actually did that this morning. I remember listening to my parents talk about where they were and what happened when they learned of the attack. We should also honor those airmen, sailors, Marines, and civilians that during the attack fought valiantly with gun and hose to defend Honolulu and the fleet and save lives. There were many injured during the attack, but were saved by those that went out anyway to care for them. I can't thank the greatest generation enough. They took on the world and won. They are still serving today because some things invented or put into action have or are still used by today's military. I have a very good friend who not only is a Pearl Harbor survivor, but he's a first shot veteran. I am humbled when I am in his presence, as I am around any veteran, but especially with Will Lehner. As some of you may know, Will was on the USS Ward on picket duty when she attacked and sunk a submarine. Will had a front row seat to that day of infamy. I am proud to have him as a friend and a fellow veteran. In closing, may God bless and keep those sailors, Marines, airmen aboard the USS Arizona and the USS Utah and the USS Oklahoma. The many Army troops and civilians that paid the ultimate sacrifice on this day 74 years ago, Sunday, December 7th, 1941. Thank you. God bless America, her troops, and veterans.
Thank you, Mike. At this time, we're going to have the raising and lowering of the flag that was on the Arizona. Color guard, hand, hut. Present, arms. This concludes our ceremony, and I'd like to again thank everyone for showing up.
All hands on deck for two-bell ceremony.
The toll of the ship's bell reminds of the reverence we owe to our departed shipmates and to show to those who guard the honor of our country upon the sea, under the sea, in the air, and upon foreign soil. Let it be a reminder of the faith they confide in us. Let us gather here not to forget our obligation, and in silence breathe a prayer for our absent shipmates.
Each in his own words, each in his own way, bow your heads and let us pray. Offering a silent prayer for our departed shipmates, who are now serving on the staff of the Supreme Command. This moment of reverence we dedicate to the memory of those who lost their lives at Pearl Harbor.
This concludes the ceremony, the two-bell ceremony.